I've been fortunate enough to be married for 11 years. It hasn't been an easy road because marriage, living with somebody else is hard. It's not easy at all. But I follow people that I see as role models. I follow my friends that they have been married for 30 years, 20 years, 15 years. So to me, those are my role models. Because if I start following a bunch of people that are single, partying, going out all the time, my marriage wouldn't be the same way that it is right now.
Yeah.
So that's mindset. And always waking up, thinking positive, figuring out. And it's not about being positive because positiveness dies out at some point of time. And it's okay to have those downtimes. But what really matters is how you see yourself, how you believe in yourself, how you portray yourself, and always thinking that you could make it, that you have a lot more to give to anybody, and you have a lot more to give to yourself.
Welcome in today to another episode of the Men Are Forged podcast. Excited to have you with me, Cartwright Morris, your host. This episode was amazing. Edwin just hammered one point after the other, had some one-liners, some great stuff. If you want to find out more about the interview, the details, go to menarforged.com/guest interviews, and you'll see at the top of the page is my guest page for Edwin. And it has quotes, it has questions and takeaways to ask yourself from the interview for you to apply and implement into your life from all the great stuff that he put in. Also, in there is a lot of ways you can get connected to him. He is very responsive and engaged with his audience on LinkedIn and Instagram. But also, I have his link to his event on May 20th and 21st down in Miami Beach, Florida. So go check that out, menarforged.com/guest interviews. And let's just get the episode. Talk about that quote, that last, that 1 minute that he just hammered. And there's really two things. A lot of my interview, we kind of hit on the mindset stuff and his success, his thought process, big moments in his life. There's really, in the interview, one, he kind of hit on just the mindset of a kid, that core belief of, man, I might as well just try something and fail. Like a kid has low fear versus an adult, for somehow that mindset gets beat out of us and we're just constantly afraid, constantly worried about what could happen. Life does that, our relationships, traumas, whatever. But just him talking about as a kid, like living that life with no fear. He talked about trying and failing in business and what he learned, that at the end of the day, his success mindset is always sustaining, whether he has nothing or has everything. But then we get to this quote that I really just loved, because there's really two parts to this mindset, how it really gets into the dirt, the nitty-gritty of how a mindset is built and trained. And he hits on two things, if you notice, the who and the how. Right? This is how mindsets are built. The who. Who do you surround yourself? He talked about marriage, right? Being surrounded by other couples, other men who are ahead of him in marriage or do marriage well that he admires and learns from them. Like, you got to have the who around you that really built, and not just focus on their behaviors, right? Too many times as young men, we focus on the behavior and not the mindset or how we see ourselves, which I'll get to. But yeah, you got to have those people around you that you look up to, that you admire, especially in marriage, in relationships, in community, as well as in business, in fun activities, how they just enjoy life. I think that's a huge value of having those type of people around you, in you on a regular basis. Because it really is. There's so much, if your whole life is surrounded by people with negative thinking, poor thought processes, terrible lifestyle, boring lifestyle, or wasteful lifestyle, then that's who you're going to end up being like. That's who's going to shape your thinking, shape your mind. So get around great people. And then the second part was the how. Like, how do you see yourself? That is a great way to start shaping your mindset. When I look in the mirror, what do I believe about me? What do I believe about who I am? How can I find strength within me? Those core beliefs that we have about ourselves. For many years, I talked about, we got to have your core beliefs, and I believe that in theologically, and I think those absolutely is true, foundational things of who you see, who God is, for sure. That is the foundation sustaining thing. I think you have to define that whether you believe in God or not, because it does shape so much of how you see yourself and who you are. And so therefore, but having a core belief about yourself, wow, what is the core belief I have about me today? That should be the question you're asking yourself. What is the core belief? Do I have core beliefs about myself, about how I can deal with failure, how I can take risk, how I can handle poor situations, good situations? How do I handle downtime? How do I handle stress, anxiety? That core belief is going to start coming out. And how you see yourself, the fruit will generally tell you what it is. I'm just so fascinated that's the way he said this. Like, positivity is not good enough, right? Sometimes positivity is just avoidance of the truth, avoidance of hardship. But really, positivity, it can make us miss the benefits of having low moments in our life, having, like he said, the down time, as in low times, right? That we allow that to hit us, and we kind of take pieces, and we actually find out we're stronger, more resilient than we ever thought we were possibly were, right? I think every low moment that I've ever had, the ones that I wore too much, I wanted to move past, and I didn't learn anything from it. The ones that I really hit, those humbling moments, those hard moments, and I learned God came so much stronger from it. So yeah, what really matters is how you see yourself, and a lot of times those hard moments is when you need to really ask those questions. I felt like he had a little summation of a couple of previous episodes I have that I recommend you going back and look at. One is mindsets tend to outlast good behaviors. They do. And then 2 was also how to let a humbling experience change you or grow you. Those 2 things are really powerful because they really help understand what your core belief about yourself is. So, yeah, go check out episode 80, Edwin. It was like 35 minutes, is shorter than most of my episodes, which, he was awesome. I felt like he just packed in so much that I didn't need to probe. He just let me have it. He gave me the fire hose. So I recommend go checking him out. Thank you for listening. Go to menofforge.com for more information. And, look forward to seeing you next time.